Naturally, humans want somebody to share their existence with, and not just like be around, but like share their pain or their happiness or all aspects of them with. And when you're ill, at least for me, you crave that so much more because there's so much that disconnects you from everybody else that you kind of hyper focus on that one thing that makes you so disconnected and you drive yourself farther apart from people. And sometimes you will lose yourself or lose your health because you're just trying to get them to see it. And it's a lot of times you don't even realize you're doing it. But something I found is like, when you're in that much pain or ill, as you get older, you know your pain. You know how to mend it. It's not gonna get rid of it, but you know how to be a functioning human. If you're alone and you are having an episode or you're just struggling, you know ways to get yourself to get up and make food. That's how you're alive. When you're in it and you're having an episode of whatever you are, you will cry, you will be in it, but you can't stay there. You don't want to stay there. So you'll distract yourself, you'll watch something, you'll motivate yourself, and you'll feel better. You'll actually feel better. And you move on. But sometimes when you live with somebody or you have a partner, they now are a way to where your brain might go, oh, that's my person. That's another person. Carry it. And it's not in a harmful way, like you're not trying to hurt them or like pass along. You're just so damn tired. You'll lay there, and especially if it's a partner or loving person, they'll take care of you. And if you feel really nauseous or you feel like you're gonna die, they'll come bring you your food, they'll make your food, they'll bring your heating pad, whatever you need, they'll give you your medications, they'll talk to you lovingly, and you feel better. And guess what? You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to comfort yourself because somebody else did. And now that your brain sees that, your instinct, if you let it, will just start expecting that every time you feel like shit, you don't have to do as much anymore because that partner is not going to carry the rest of the weight. But here's the thing. Maybe for most people, when you're sick, catch the flu, and your partner takes care of you for a week, great. When you're ill, that is every day. Your partner isn't ill. And when your instinct is now to have them carry that weight, you both become ill. And it doesn't mean they can't carry it sometimes, but you have to then find your independence again. And it can suck, and you don't realize you're doing it. It's not to make you feel bad about being ill, but if they weren't there, what would I be doing? Would I be sitting there waiting for somebody to randomly walk through my door and make me feel better? Or am I just going to start making myself feel better? Remain independent and not completely to the point where you never ask for help or you never need help, but keep your damn independence. And I know it can be hurtful to yourself because you feel so loved being cared for, because it's such a longing type of care, because you're just so tired all the time. Someone carrying that weight is a connection that you always crave. But because you're so ill, it's something that is never going to be completely fulfilled unless you do it yourself. It took a long time for me to recognize. A lot of times I tried to have partners fill in things that they can't. And I say I can't, but it's just that I don't know how to. Regaining independence of, okay, I feel like shit right now. What's the level? Am I a crying wolf? It's such a hard balance of telling yourself, like, don't push your feelings away. Be honest. If you're struggling, you're struggling. But I don't want to be stuck in a rut. I don't want to feel like shit and cry and be sad. And it is, like I've said so many times, it's not my fault, but it is my responsibility. And just like it's my responsibility to feed myself and do this, it is my responsibility to maintain myself as a human functioning being. Someone who struggled with depression and all the other things, trust me. So like, I know that there are going to be holes that you're going to get into, especially when you're ill. It is so hard to sometimes see the other side when you have an episode. Like, I just found out I might have a new medical condition. My health has been very, very bad the last couple of months, and I feel so stuck and hopeless right now and so angry. But there's only so much I can be of that. And it's not going to make me feel better. It's not going to make him feel better. And he can't change that. my boyfriend. He can't change that. He cannot fix it. Only I can. But it sucks because it also kind of just feels like you're hiding a part of you when you have to be an adult and keep yourself going on your own, and not like by yourself, but from yourself. It can feel very harsh and lonely and like you're a burden, and it sounds also very harsh. But in hindsight, it is such a good fucking thing, because you're also showing your partner that when you need them, you really need them. And that's why I mentioned, I didn't even go into it, but I mentioned crying wolf. I'm in pain and sad every day because of it. Well, then that is just me. That's not the minority. I am a sad, in pain person, and that's who he's with. So how would he magically know when it's worse this day or need extra this day? Other than communicating, people get used to it, just like I get used to it. And I don't want to be known as that anymore. I used to be. And it is my responsibility to pick my battles, and I'm never going to pretend like I'm not in pain or lie or fake it. But there are sometimes just being real with yourself of like, yeah, am I really sore today? Is this the rest of my life type of pain? Or is this a new medical issue type of pain? When it is just the rest of your life, are you going to be in pain and miserable the rest of your life? Are you going to keep getting up? Are you going to get yourself together? It can be so hard to do that, especially when you know you have somebody that can make you feel better. Look outside of myself sometimes and I'm like, okay, it's not just me anymore. And I think that's also it. You need to do this when you're alone, but more specifically when you start living with somebody and building a family, it is not just you in your space anymore. You can separate, yeah, good, but it would then be the responsibility to maintain my energy. And I want to be the best version of myself with them. So getting myself together, even if it saddens the little part of me of not constantly having somebody to comfort me and I have to do it myself, it is okay to feel like that sometimes, but not the entire time. And it's hard to get out of, because a lot of times, like I said, I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'm just, oh, I really, really want this, or I really want affection, and I'm laying in bed and I'm in that like pain state, and if anything changes, or I can't get the, help I want, I just feel doomed. Like, oh, well, guess I just have to feel like this now. Again, if they didn't exist, that literally, I would just be like, oh, well, okay, fuck, I'm just go watch something now. I'm gonna go take a bath. I'm gonna go do this. Anything. Because my instinct is go, okay, I have to fix it. But because he's there, and my soul is tired, it doesn't always play that way. And I need to remind myself that, yeah, just because I have somebody that loves me, I still need to respect him, that I love him and his time and his energy. And again, not always just about me, especially when you are ill. You're ill every day, and you gotta pick your battles. It's a really complicated thing, but knowing that you're doing it for yourself and for your people around you is so crucial, because when I feel like shit, they feel like shit. And sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes that's because they love me. But sometimes I just need to go, okay, put my big girl pants on. I gotta handle the situation myself. They give me all they can. I'm still not there. I'm not where I want to be. Well, then I need to get myself where I want to be. And I need to figure out how to self-soothe and figure out how to have my independence and responsibility in my illness and not just decay. And it's so easy to get into a rut when there's leeway in your illness. Not, again, out of like malice, it's just tired. And as soon as you allow yourself to feel that tiredness in an unhealthy way, it will come. Most ill people have of just wanting to just disintegrate into a bed. But we can't. It's okay to need help and to be dependent sometimes, but it's not who you are, especially if you want that person for the rest of your life. Well, you gotta play the long game. You gotta make sure you are healthy and happy and stable, and you can handle your own and handle together. So it's something I've also just been struggling with, because with my new health, it is such a confusing time and so overwhelming, and I do feel my instinct is like, grab onto him and don't let go. And I've learned so long ago that it does not, just don't do it. As much as you want to, don't do it. They hold your hand as you face it, and that's how it should be. And if I fall, I know he'll catch me, but this isn't an instant where I need that. And I'm tired, so it feels like that sometimes, but it's not. And I also don't see myself in the brightest light, so him seeing me in a nice way makes me gravitate to him even more because I can't see it. So I just try to reach onto him because he can see something I can't. He can see that I'm strong when I can't. So he must be the one to, make me strong, and that's not how it works. Also, when you get out of the anxiety of feeling like you there's no way out, like you need somebody else to save you in those instances, and you can get yourself to a point of independence and feeling secure in yourself again, it is so nice and so healthy and so great, and it makes it easier and better for your partner to be there for you when you can also be there for you. And it's so important to be a team with your illness. You got this, and it will take just practice. And if you feel like you're in that rut and you just feel like you don't know where to go without somebody else guiding you in your illness, it is okay, but you gotta figure out your own way. And remember what you did before people existed. Like, even if it is a friend or a parent figure or parent or partner, what you did to self-soothe, what you did when you were alone, always coming back to that and recentering yourself is so healthy, and it helps in a different way that other people cannot. And it is a very difficult but good thing. It's never a burden. It's never like hurting anybody. It's just navigating how to be a human that's a little messed up and a little tired. You will always find your way back to yourself. Thank you for listening and watching.